So what's up, guys? This is my very first video like this in this format. I've been wanting to do this for a bit because I'm always interested in what's going on. I'm always looking at what's going on. I always see it because I'm chronically online with my business and outreach and just learning a bunch of stuff. I see all this stuff all the time. So I'm going to start dropping videos. I'm going to try once a week, start dropping videos like this about different topics. But I decided, you know what? I want to start this week because something that happened this weekend was absolutely insane. Okay, guys, it's blown up. At first, it blew up because of the people that came together, and then it blew up because of something else that happened. So, as a lot of you guys know, this past weekend in Miami, the Tate brothers, Myron Gaines, Nick Fuentes, Sneeko, and Clavicular all came together, and it blew up all over the internet because people were calling them the Red Pill Avengers. Say what you want. They're kind of extremely popular and influential characters right now, and they're very, very influential in the space for Red Pill and now even Black Pill, and making a lot of people think for themselves. And that's what this is going to be all about. It's going to be about business, logic, and thinking for yourself, and IQ and propaganda and all the other stuff that we're going to be talking about throughout the months. But I want to hit home quick about this topic because I don't have much time, but I wanted to talk about this before I left. So, as we know, those guys all came together and they played a song. Sneeko played a song at the club that they went to in Miami. And because of that, they've all been receiving an extreme amount of backlash for being anti-Semitic. Because we all know that anti-Semitism is the number one and highest crime in the US. So I do want to show you guys a clip quickly as Andrew Tate the very next day went on PBD to kind of, clear things up. But then he got fried by Adam on PBD podcast, which I thought was insane. And I agree with Nick Fuentes. I'm also going to show you Nick Fuentes talking about that briefly. But first, let's start off with that portion here. Let's check it out here.
And
I didn't hear what happened.
Yeah, there was this group of guys that were hanging out playing the song in a city, Miami, where most of the clubs are owned by this community that the song was bashing, that, by Kanye West, and then everybody reacted. As a matter of fact, why don't we do this, Tate, to just kick it off?
Sure.
Good to have you back on here.
I'm glad to be back with the guys.
This looks like the cigar lounge from Madrid.
Exactly. Yes, it does.
It's not. Let's pick a city we're in right now. We're right now we're in Barcelona right now.
Nice.
Okay? Barcelona, Florida. Somewhere in Barcelona, Florida is where we are right now doing this podcast. Rob, and then all over the board.
Hitler and Adolf Hitler? I cannot believe we're even seeing this and witnessing Miami Beach.
A Miami Beach nightclub catching heat, accused of celebrating hate with a song about Hitler.
Absolute disgust.
Disgusted, horrified.
Men seen in the club, known as controversial influencers, are also in a video from a limo. In that one, they're singing, and one of them is performing a Nazi salute.
Now, pause. Now, obviously, I don't think that all of this should be on the news like this. I love Myron. I don't think the Nazi salute was a good idea. I don't think it's, especially in the climate you're in, you kind of got to know your enemies. But let's keep going.
Have people in our city celebrating this. Animals.
This is obviously not welcome in Miami Beach. It should not be welcome anywhere in the world.
And by the way, I spoke to other club operators. They are not welcome in their club. How they got into this club, open arms, I want to know how.
The videos are from Saturday night. This one inside the Club Vendome at 743 Washington Avenue. The club releasing a statement. Hospitality group do not state we are deeply
Yes, and the club obviously had to apologize because otherwise they probably would have got shut down because that's how it goes.
Post asked for the men in the
because I don't want to give
celebrate.
Firstly, but I want to be very careful here because I don't want to deflect too heavily. I don't want to be blaming other people, etc. A whole bunch of songs were played that night, none of which I requested. None. I walk into a nightclub and songs are played. Unfortunately, if anything happens anywhere near me, it gets tied to my name. If someone got shot in that club, they would have said, Andrew Tate's in a nightclub where this man got shot. I didn't shoot him.
And that is 100% facts, 100% right about that. And I think that's probably what gives him the most leverage of trying to get himself out of this messy situation, is that is an objective truth.
I didn't pull the trigger. I don't know who the fuck he is. I was there and the song was played. The actual conversation I think that's interesting to have when it comes to this is the nature of the internet and the nature of influencing in general. Because I think we're living in a world now where only shock value seems to get anybody's attention for any significant period of time because everyone's dopamine receptors are completely fried. So all of these young influencers or anyone on the internet who's trying to make any name for themselves is trying to be as controversial and shocking as possible as quickly as possible. And that's why the song was played, because it gets views. That's why. I didn't play it. I didn't ask them to play it. I didn't dance. I didn't sing. In fact, the only time you see me on there is me storming out of the bus saying this is ridiculous and leaving. But I know why it was played. It was played because of this. It was played because it gets traction in a world where everybody is bored of everything all of the time.
Yeah, very true. Obviously, that is objective. And I want to show you guys, because I very much agree with, this is, by the way, this is the image that went all over the internet, calling them Red Pill Avengers. I want to show you guys the video that Nick Fuentes made about this, because I 100% agree with it.
I'm no nonsense. I'm not woke. You're buying into this crap? You're buying into this? What a joke. You should know better. Everybody should know better. And you should have your friends back. Andrew Tate is your friend. He's been on your show for years. He is being unfairly attacked, and he is forced to defend himself because he is vulnerable. Why are they going after him? Because he is vulnerable, because he is a political target. He's vulnerable because he's in between jurisdictions. He's one of the most wanted men in the world. And you know as well as anybody else, this is completely over the top. It is an overreaction. It is purely political. It is not proportionate. It's not fair. It doesn't make sense. It is woke. And they're coming after your friend and they're making him crawl on his belly because they know they got him by the balls, because they know he's in trouble. And you, as a man and as a patriot, as a guy, should understand that. And you should see that. And you should have your friends back.
I agree with that. I feel like the PBD podcast really set him up for failure there with the way they handled that. And I mean, it's ridiculous, the backlash that's being hit with these guys right now from this. And it's really a shame that they didn't all have each other's back. And then you have Sneeko, who attacked Tate after this because he feels like Tate threw him under the bus.
I didn't do it. I'm just going to say that I didn't play the song. I don't find the song funny. I didn't think it was appropriate to do.
You got to sacrifice that title. This was retarded. This is not funny. This is horrible. Guess you're not Top G anymore. Stole that shit. I'm Top G, nigga. I talk facts.
Well, I don't know if I agree with that. But very quick, a very quick dump for this. I really think it's interesting. I see Nick Fuentes also said, surprised and disappointed in Patrick Bet-David for allowing his emotional co-host to hijack the Tate interview and turn it into a 50-minute struggle session, a song played in a nightclub. So what? You should know better than to buy into this hysterical overreaction, which I honestly think is true. I think that they really messed that up. And then Myron Gaines, real niggas having fun at a club equals 50-minute lecture. Meanwhile, they had Netanyahu on and didn't even ask him why he's bombing babies. I think this is the truth. This is where this is the reality. It's a shame, but they don't want to talk about those. They don't want to put themselves in a position where they can also get backlash by quote unquote defending these guys in this scenario, and I think it's kind of a shame. I like PBD. Obviously, I like the Tate brothers, and I like Myron Gaines, and I like some things about Nick Fuentes. Some things Nick Fuentes says, some things Sneeko says. Clavicular, he's very young. This is like his first serious public issue. He hasn't been really talked about. Obviously, he's more on the bottom of the food chain in this group of guys. So obviously, the Tate brothers and Nick Fuentes, Myron Gaines, these guys are getting the most of the heat. But I just wanted to drop that quick video. Short opinion. I do think that the Tates, they should relax on the Tates, that it's not their fault. I do agree with that. And I do think that Patrick by David, a PBD podcast, should have relaxed on the Tate and not blown up as they did, because they should have had their back. Like Nick Fuentes said, they should have had his back. And we'll be back soon with more videos. I'm going to keep making videos, post them to X and YouTube. Eventually, maybe we'll go over to Kick or something like that. But we're doing X and YouTube. And yeah, if you guys like videos like this, we're going to keep going. It's just for fun. We're going to keep reacting to shit. Talk to you guys soon.